Hello guys, my name is Johannes Franz from E-ManGames and today I'm going to show you my Burning Abyss deck profile. So I'm going to start with the main deck. We got obviously the Tour Guide as well as the 3 Rhinos, they're staple I guess. I also decided on playing 2 Crane. Normally I would even play 3 because I really think the card is insanely good. But the problem in this format is that stuff like Whaler and Impermanence are being played, and this means that you can only use Crane as a follow-up play, but I wouldn't just start my turn with any of those normal summons, because if they get negated you pretty much just auto-lose. So I decided on cutting 1 Crane and instead put in another BA, so just to be more flexible and be able to play around those kind of cards. For the BA lineup, obviously 3 Skarm and 3 Farfa. Even the 3rd Farfa is a staple in this format, not in the last format, but in this format you definitely need to play 3. And then I played 2 Libic and 2 Rubik for the 2-off. Those are something you can play around with a little bit. I played 3 Libic for a while, but now in the current format, after Brandish, I don't really think the 3rd one is necessary. So I decided on cutting this and put another BA, which I'm going to show you in just a second. Graf, Spear, obvious, Alec also, and the Barber. I cut the 3rd Libic for the card cap. In general, I'm not a huge fan of this card, because card cap on its own doesn't really do anything. It's basically just always minus to bounce stuff instead of destroying it. But in this format there are just so many like back row heavy decks, and I'm also playing Twin Twister, as you will see just in a second. And this together with Twin Twister can, like, not out, but they can get rid of 3 back row, so that's the thing. And then I also played 1 Barber, obviously. Barber was insanely good, as you all know in the meantime. Then I played 3 Ash, what are they called? Ghost Bow and 3 Ghost Ash. Just the best cantrips of the format. They're very flexible, which is very important, especially going into this format where the best decks aren't really established yet, and there's a huge field of decks that are being played or that are decent. So playing cards that are rather flexible seems to be the best option to me. I also played 2 Whaler because they're good in the most matchups. These somehow depend on how the format shapes, but especially against stuff like what is it called, the link spam, the go key, so just to negate the Isolde, it's obviously insane. Also because they can play around stuff like Ash or Ogre, but they cannot play around the Whaler with their chain links in the graveyard. Then I had 3 Kaijus, Gamma-Suit, Kumangus, and the Wind guy, Gardaria. The reason why I play 3 different, because that's normally not my thing, but Gardaria is very good for a reason which I'll show you in just a second. Because for the spells I not only play the 3 Twin Twister, because they're just super insane right now against Brandish, against Altergeist, which is a difficult matchup, against some random Draco running around, even against stuff like Trickster. Twin Twister is just a very flexible and very good card. The reason why I played this is because I played Slumber. And the thing is, with Slumber, if you're playing against the new Brandish cards, you can go with Slumber and you summon the Kumangus on your side of the field and give your opponent the Wind Kaiju, just the one with 2700. Then you can go for Beatrice, crush into the Wind Kaiju, and then you will summon Pilgrim. And if you have Pilgrim with a Farfa in hand, that's a lock which is very difficult for Brandish to deal with. They can out it with Ogre, but then your interruption with Pilgrim comes through, and he will not only lose the Ogre in his hand, but also he will have to discard another random card in his hand due to the Pilgrim's last effect. Or with the Jamming Wave, is it called like that? Yeah, the Jamming Wave. The one that destroys a spell, and if there are 3 in the grave, it destroys a monster also without targeting. But since you don't really set cards at all, especially not if you have this lock, he's basically forced to destroy his own set, and so that's minus obviously, and then also Pilgrim will discard a card and you can still use Pilgrim's effect. So yeah, that's why this kaiju is really good and why it's correct to play Slumber in my opinion. And then also one Raigeki, because it's just a super flexible card, and until the format has really shaped up, it seems to be a good option. Also because dealing with beat sticks with only 3 kaiju is kind of difficult at times. And then last but not least, 3 evenly matched, an absurd card in this format. I didn't like it the last format, but I think right now it's just really good, especially against Brandish, but also against all the other decks, especially against the Link stuff. Like this just blows them out, and you can, at least in this format, like one battle phase doesn't really matter. It was kind of different in the last format, but I think right now you can really get the turn off. It doesn't really hurt you. Then for the extra deck, tokens. Underclock for the good old Underclock Beatrice play. I think you all know it in the meantime. I also played 2 Nightmares. This just seems to be better than Grand Pulse right now. And if you have like a Seer and a Dante, you can go into this. Then Seer will bring back Dante, Dante will bring back any card in the B8. In the best case, something like Scam or Graph. Then you can go into this and discard the Scam or Graph, and that way you got rid of 2 cards and can still attack and get a zone without bothering so many resources. And then one Borrowload. He doesn't come up too often. You might consider to cut him, but like if you summon him for a game, and there was nothing else that really seemed to be that important to me that I would think of cutting him right now. And then obviously Dante and Dante Friends. You don't need 3 Dante. I played this. It's rather interesting, I guess, the Corbage engine. It's been public for quite a while, but for those of you who don't know, you can summon this by detaching 2 materials. So you summon this, then you overlay into this and detach 2 materials. And now this card has the effect you can detach 1 material and then shuffle a card in defense position back into the deck. It just gets rid of stuff without triggering the Garry's effect, which is a thing especially against like Altergeist. 1 Engineer, he's super insane. 1 Nightmare Shock. I'm not a huge fan of this card at the moment, but especially with the new timeout rules, but in general in timeout this card is just super insane. The 1 Breakthrough obviously. And then 1 F-Zero, because as long as there isn't really an established meta, it seems to be a good option. So that was it. I hope you enjoyed the little profile, and maybe you will also get a fan of BA, because it's the best deck.
For me, I couldn't afford to be fortunate. More like the kid misfortune never missed. According to the landlord and poorest, trying to get this porridge according hits.